Good morning. We're back again at our little sample roaster. We're going to do, we have a couple of samples. Turns out all those coffees from Forest, I think, is not a smart decision to go with them. One, it was a little expensive, and the one that I could only feel comfortable like buying, which kind of sucks, but you know, that's what it is. Other than that, I was like, well, I still need to replace like 2 coffees coming up pretty quickly, and I don't want to get behind like I felt like I did last year. So I hit up good old Hasea Coffee Source. They're right here. Easier, it's just easier for me if you can find a green supplier that's like really close to you, you have a good relationship, you trust each other, you know, I'm going to go that way. It's just easier for me. Anyway, so what do we have here? We have a Sumatra. It's a natural. It's an Indonesian. I'm looking for something, as I said before, to kind of go from light, medium to dark. And Jared says this does that. I want to test that for myself in that. Can I do that as a roaster? Do I feel like it's great? I feel like it obviously it would, but again, this is an opportunity to create content and also test the skills and cup and all that stuff. And then he threw in here, like a homie, this really special sort of like maceratic process, and also natural from Colombian coffee, because I was saying, hey, I'm really looking for that wine quality. So what we're going to do, and not just roasting these for at a light roast level, I'm actually going to roast them at this guy at this Sumatran at 3 different levels. I really do want to master dark roasts, and I wonder if I could fall in love with a dark roast. I don't know, that I can roast. Medium light. I don't think I'll want to go any darker than a medium light, so I'm going to do like a light and then like a medium light for this Colombian. And then we have, you know, our 3 levels. I'm going to do like a light, medium, and then dark sort of version for this, and then test that. And it was funny, I was just roasting for myself personally this morning, so now I'm back here. We're having really crazy Santa Ana winds right now, which means it's a terrible windy noise effect outside. And it's just nasty out there. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to save a little bit for myself with this really special coffee. I know it's going to be super tasty. I feel like I've tasted something like this before. For sure. But yeah, so I'm going to go do this, and then we're going to do the whole process. Cup and score. Keep practicing our skills as a cupper. And then we're probably going to buy one of them if if everything sounds good, because I want to have this by February. Okay? All right. See ya. Okay. Hey, good morning. We're going to do something a little different. I'm just going to take you along. Trying to be quiet. It's pretty early in the morning. But I won't have time to make a video later on today. So, a couple of things to do today before I leave and I'm out of the office. We are going to be deciding on a couple of things. We definitely need a bigger table. You know, as I'm searching for a facility, and I've been putting in like practice work, as finding out what it would be like to work in coffee every day, and you know, do all the other little things that come with the job. I find that I'm suited for it. And I find that a lot of my past experiences, I used to be a hazmat inspector. That's what I'm not currently like trained for, but like my degree is in health science. And I just so happen to use that degree to be a health hazardous materials inspector. I also worked in an industrial factory processing and shipping frisbees for Discovering the World down in Buena Park. Shout out to them. My first inspiration for having a very cohesive husband and wife entrepreneurial team. What else did I do? I used to teach martial arts. What else did I used to do? Of course, my job right now, which is managing and meeting clients and customer service. So I have all the tools I need, I think, to come into coffee and still feel, and then at the same time, and still feel like a jarhead. Of course, I have to be quiet. I can't get too excited. So today, I wanted to take you through this. So we had our coffees that we roasted on the sample roaster, or the home roaster, really. It's not really a sample roaster. Here we have this coffee that I'm going to buy. It's a Sumatran Wahana Rasuna Natural. This one right here from Hasea. And we're going to go full on Hasea coffee because I love and support them. You know, they're an awesome company. I like their mission. I like them as people. I've met the whole family. If you ever have a chance to take some classes with them, I feel connected. And I think that's important. For me, it's important to feel like I have a good working relationship where I feel like I could just call him up and say, hey, can you help me? Like, I feel like we have that connection, which is important to me. So we have that here. And I thought of it to replace our Vietnam, which is ready to go. We're just about on its last legs right now. And I'll have to figure out, for those who are subscribed to it, how to tell them and how that looks like in Shopify. So we have light, medium, and dark here. And I was thinking, I need something very versatile, but can still stand on its own and can serve us throughout the year. That could work well in blends, so I could still be creative with it, but still good enough to drink on its own. That was really important for me too. And be good at all levels. Here is the light, the medium, and then the dark. The dark, I can even taste it right here. Now, I did this yesterday. I like to let it sit out and get cool, and I'll keep coming back. I'll keep tasting it because coffee keeps changing, and I want to know that as it cools, it still tastes good. That's a good sign. That's a good indicator that coffee will kind of like carry through and it doesn't show any weird defects, as it cools too. That's something to look for. In the dark roast, there has this nice little leathery hint of tobacco, but still the acidity shines through. And how I roasted this on the little sample roaster, on the little roaster, was a dark medium. So like a medium plus plus. And I don't really roast something too dark. But I feel like the potential is still there for me to, when I actually take it to the big boy roaster, the production roaster, right? We have sample roaster, production roaster. When we take it into production, when we get to that point, I think we can develop it a little bit more. And my goal will be to still retain as much as I can any nuance in flavor. There is this really nice acidity in there, and I would like it to be more sweet and not really carbony. I don't really want that flavor. So it's up to me to really figure that out and develop that dark profile. And I think in a way that's harder than, say, doing a really good light profile. The other coffee I'm going to get is very special. It's much more expensive, but I feel like I can't choose coffees based on price. I can't let that really blind me. Even though I should consider it because we're a business and we're trying to make profit, right? We have to make profit so that we can show that we are reliable, and that other companies and businesses will want to take a chance on us, right? We can't just be, we can't just be artistes. We have to be business people. But this is the other coffee, and this is a macerated, fermented process coffee. Again, from Colombia. Colombia just keep bringing it with these crazy experimental, fermented, wine-noted coffees, which are just my freaking favorite. The last coffee we had like this was the Ecuador, right? And I love the Ecuador. And I didn't maximize my skills with it and my time with it, and that's okay, right? But I knew that it was special. I could recognize it was special, and I have to have something like that again on the menu. We've got the Ethiopia Yerg, which is just a classic African coffee. And when you want to have all these delicate flavors and something a little light-bodied, I feel like it's an essential on a menu, for us anyway. And then we have something very unique, very interesting in the cup. I would call it special. And this could really enhance, and I think kind of work with this and create some really exciting, cool blends that still have a lot of great body, a lot of that syrupy, coating mouthfeel that I think most coffee drinkers like myself really, really love. Like, we really like a coating mouthfeel, I think. But we want to try something and experience something a little bit more unique and exciting in the cup. Eventually, when you start drinking a lot of coffees, you'll want variety, the spice of life. So that's this. And check this out. They are both naturals. So they will require a gentle, light roasting profile. Haven't taken these into the Mill City Roaster, but I'm pretty confident in what we can do, just kind of based on how it acted in the sample roaster. Definitely want something a little bit more gentle. So right off the bat, I'm thinking maybe a 350 to 355 charge time. And that will help me establish what kind of profile I'm going to develop and how it will roast, right? But I haven't roasted it yet, so that'll be a different video. So another thing I need to do is develop some ideas for coffees, maybe put down some ideas for names for blends, because I think what we're going to have to do is just keep coming up with new names. I think. I don't know. That's what I think. And just keep creating new things. Like I said before in another video, I think we're going to definitely do Dark Lovers collection and my version of dark. And if we can put down some names, like I like to think of some names and then just put them down. I got nothing. We're going to have 2 new coffees in the house. I may be able to pick them up today, I'm not sure. And in order to avoid burnout, which I'm very familiar with, you have to take little breaks, little mini vacations. I didn't score these as I was cupping them, and I thought I was going to, but it's not really an accurate representation of what I'll actually offer, so because it's done off that little roaster. So I'm going to wait till I go to production, and then I will score them. And after I feel like I have a good idea of, or a good kind of like grip on how to roast them well, so then the scores will come later, and they will be on my site, so you could see that. And scores, how big a deal are they? I think they're great in just establishing where this coffee lies on the spectrum, right? So we can talk about scores later, and the fact that I'll be doing scores, it will not be based on an SCA cupper score. We'll have to adjust that. So maybe I shouldn't use like an SCA version type of score. That way it's pretty clear from the get that it's Meg's score. It's Black City Coffee's score. Actually, it should be Meg's score, because later on, my husband is a part of Black City Coffee, even though his participation is basically cupping. But eventually, he will be a part of it. We're eventually going to make that step. It's going to happen in the future. So it'll be like my score, Kevin's score, and maybe we can make it less daunting to kind of think about and make it a little bit simple. Maybe we can do, I don't know if it's like as simple as emojis, thumbs up, thumbs down. Maybe that's too simple. I think I would like to have a little bit of complexity to my score. Numbers are great because we can put numbers, everybody almost understands numbers, but if they don't know the scale, at which the numbers lie, like for example, 80 points is specialty already, right? But if you have something that's 85, they call it very good. And then the idea of very good in people's minds can still be subjective versus say like a 90-point coffee, which is great, and then 93 or 95 is like excellent. Excellent. So, or something like that. And those words just come with some sort of subjectivity. So we might as well lean into the subjectivity. Maybe I have a score of like, and we'll have to develop it. So we'll call it like Meg's score. I don't know, maybe it's out of 5, like 1 to 5 little, like we have a cat theme, right? So if we have a cat theme, maybe it's like 4 out of 5 pumas. Puma emojis. I mean, we have, our mascot is a panther. So I should use the panther, right? So it's like 4 out of 5 panthers. Yeah, maybe we can incorporate the panther a little bit more, because I really didn't know. I mean, I let Nathan, my designer, design our panthers. And maybe they're going to be like circular panthers that could indicate an icon, like 1 panther, you're like, you made it. 2 panther, solid, good. 3 panther, everybody can love it, or something. 4 panther, you must try this. 5 panther, get out of your car and get over here right now. Or we can base it on 3, like Michelin, the Michelin stars, you know, so like 3 Michelin. I don't know, these are just ideas. And this is basically what I do is like, if I have a chance to talk out loud and brainstorm and put down ideas, that's good for me. So that's what I'm going to do. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. Keep it simple, and maybe leave room for expanding. So we'll think about it. Kind of a different video this time, but I thought I would let you in a peek into how, what I think about when I'm going to get new coffees in, and just kind of like the thought process behind stuff sometimes. Okay, well, I need to get to work, and it's hard because I like to talk to camera and I can't do 2 things at once. So we will see you in the next video tomorrow.